Go
Okay.
ahead. Tell me what you do. Before I ask Chika to tell us what she does, her name is Chika, but Zero Ink has a story behind it. And so she may or may not tell us, but just take it. She's Zero Ink, and it means a lot. She's a young lady. If she wants to, she'll tell us how old she is. She was in the Aziman Thinketh 90-day challenge with me, the cohort 2, and that was on fire. That cohort was on complete fire, but they've even become more fiery now. So I just thought I should hear from her. What happened before, what's happening now, and where we're going, where she's going with this. So that's the introduction. So go ahead, Chika. What do you do? Tell us.
Okay. I want to define myself I want to define myself by the work I do now. I can choose to define myself. Okay, you know what? I'll just start there. So I run a company called Oracle. I'm not the CEO as much as I'd like to take the credit for that. I'm simply the manager because the real, the true CEO is God,
Mhm.
right? Because God is the one that gave me the vision for it. So I like to see myself
Mm,
as a steward of it.
mm,
So I'm simply the manager. So Oracle is all about perpetuating the word over world methodology through the
mm,
trinity of media, fashion, and coaching, transformational coaching.
mm.
Media, because, well, media is amazing as a tool
Mm.
in reaching the minds of people. I don't know why I'm measuring my words now. Maybe it's because I feel the pressure of being
No,
recorded.
just no, just feel free. You know, I'm always
Okay.
recording anyway. So just, the best way to help people is to just be yourself. So yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
go ahead.
No, when you said you started recording, I just started to measure my words, and it is
Oh,
well.
man.
So anyway, the media is essentially there because in order to change, in order to effect change on a very mass level, you have to get to the minds of people. You
Mm,
need people to effect change, and
mm,
the best way to, I don't want to use the word control, but the
mm,
best way to reach and influence people is to influence their mind. And media
mm,
is the most powerful tool there is to do that. Media
mm,
is what gives us social media, media is what gives us internet, media is what gives us radio, TV, all of that.
mm,
And Oracle intends to make a place for itself in media. And not just make a
mm,
place, Oracle intends to take media for itself and
mm,
represent the word of God over the world.
mm.
And then so will fashion and the coaching aspects. But let me not get into that. I think that's enough of a definition of what I do.
And I'm sure listeners, you're wondering, how old is this young lady with this big vision? How old are you, please?
I'm 21. I turned 20
Ah!
today.
I thought she was going to say 25. I know I've asked for her age before, but because of the way she talks and the way she conducts herself, I actually think she's older. But anyway, you all heard that you're going to be 22 when?
22 next May, next year
Next
May.
May. Okay. All right.
Yes.
No, I won't ask you for the date here so everybody doesn't send you money, but you don't mind. So on that date, May 16, May 21,
May
May
2nd, the second day of May.
the 2nd. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just
You know
write
what I like to do? Whenever
what?
people that just meet me ask me for
Yeah.
my birthday, because usually they meet my person before they meet me. As in they
Oh,
meet my words, they meet the things I do.
okay.
They're
Okay.
always like, how old are you? And then I'm like, in my 20s, if I'm not too comfortable with the
Okay.
person.
Okay.
And in order to help them to help them recall my birth date, I just go May 2, as in May 2 Seller, because they always tend to say, you sound older than your age. So I just think, oh, May 2 Seller in the Bible. So May 2.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Methuselah. Wow, that's a good one. I did wonder where that was going. So if you're a Bible reader, you know Methuselah. If you don't, go check him up in the Bible or just go on Google. He'll
Look
introduce
him up.
to you.
Yes. Look him up.
All right. Thank you for that, Chika. So what has happened since As a Man Thinketh challenge?
I think the best way to answer this succinctly is to read a brief excerpt from the book, from You Are
Okay.
the Capital. All
Okay.
right.
Oh, okay.
I told you when I texted you and told you that you have to read it, not as even a
Y-
please, but you have to because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
authored it without
Oh,
even doing. I meant it.
wow.
So
Wow.
give me a quick moment. I'll
Okay.
quickly. I'm on my phone now, so I'm
Okay.
looking through the manuscript to see where. Okay, one moment, please.
Okay. By the way, listeners, You Are the Capital is the title of her first book. So listen closely. You are getting first is the insights before it's even been written in completely. Just listen. You Are the Capital. Oh, the
First-hand
title is
teasers.
amazing.
Okay, so your question was, what has happened since the
Since
challenge, right?
As a Man Thinketh challenges.
Okay, so here's an excerpt from You're the Capital. It
Mm-hmm.
reads, I didn't realize how much God linking me up with my amazing coach, Coach Kemi Oyeshola, could bring me to this point. You can look her up at howtothink.com, blah, blah, blah. So basically, I had sessions with her along with a group of others, and she powerfully took us through the principles of thinking right and seeing right. She reawakened a truth in me. Seeing is thinking right, and seeing right is thinking right. How you think is essentially how you see. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop reading there because this revelation changed everything. It taught me the practical part of faith, something that dead religion as we know it today
Mm-hmm.
could never do, will never be able to do, and can never do. When you go to church, I'm a church girl, if you hadn't guessed by now. But
Mm-hmm.
when you go to church, it's always have faith. The Lord of this will do it for you and etc. But what exactly is this faith thing? What exactly is it? And I love reading, and I've consumed a lot of books on topics, no, on a lot of books on the subject of sort of transformation. And a common theme I see running through all of them is on the mind. So
Mm-hmm.
the power of the mind. And
Mm-hmm.
so it wasn't exactly a foreign concept, this thing that you said you were going to teach.
Exactly.
And yeah, so it wasn't new to me per se,
Absolutely. Yeah.
but I didn't realize the power of being somebody holding my hands.
Mm.
I perhaps it's especially because of the background I grew up in, or just my person, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually a very solo-minded person. I'm usually very independent. I can do it myself. And truly, I can do it myself.
Mm.
Through
Mm.
Christ who strengthens me,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
that's this as a man thinketh challenge. It's helped me see the benefit of an intentional teacher, of an intentional coach, because you are telling me something I know, but then you opened my eyes to see that there's more. You
Mm.
brought me into the depth of it. You took me from knowing all there is. No, there's knowing, and then there's understanding. And then the
Mm.
deepest level of it is wisdom.
Wisdom. Correct. Come on.
So knowing sits at the top of your brain. Knowing sits
Mm.
in your
Mm.
memory. Understanding sits in your soul, in
Mm.
your being.
Mm. Mm.
But wisdom is seated in your heart. When
Mm.
it enters your heart is when it then begins to come out from your mouth.
Mm.
And out of the heart proceeded the affairs of the issues of life. And then
Mm.
only when something has entered your heart, it is only then you start to live that thing.
Mm.
So if, as so many other beautiful, prolific authors and philosophers, and even the Almighty God Himself has said that the mind is where it's at, that the heart is where it's at, and that true transformation comes from the heart
Mm.
and from the mind.
Mm.
And then here comes this amazing coach teaching me how to do this thing.
Mm.
What do you can't imagine till tomorrow, this challenge has God used it to strike the match. Like the fire, the what's it called? Gunpowder. I've forgotten what they call gunpowder. There's another word for it. So
Is
it's
there?
like God, sorry?
I said, is there? I didn't know there was another word for it. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Gunpowder. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like God. just used it. It struck a match there. That you were that match. You were the catalyst, essentially, that did that for me. So you took the knowledge, all the head knowledge I had, and you sank it into my soul, and you didn't
Hmm.
stop there, and you took it straight to the heart.
Hmm.
And it was because of that that I was able to live it. Now my hands are actually writing the book. Now
Wow.
my hands are actually doing the work I should have been doing. There was a time we
Hmm.
were having discussions during one of our sessions, and I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned that I've always been a dreamer. I've
Hmm.
always thought big. I think you see that Ben Carson's Think Big. He wrote it for
Mm-hmm.
me. If it's dreaming, don't
Mm-hmm.
worry, I dream big.
Mm.
But you took it from the head part of things. You soaked me into it. You immersed me into it. And when somebody is immersed in a thing, when they come out, if you go and swim in
Mm.
a pool with lots of chlorine, when you come out, you begin to smell like chlorine. Now I
Mm.
smell like right thinking. I smell like
Mm.
power. I smell like transformation. And now I'm able to translate all those dreams of maybe writing or doing this or doing all of that.
Mm.
And I translate it by action now. I've been able to translate it into action, and it came naturally. It came with
Mm.
ease. And all I
Mm.
had to do was just follow as you led.
Hmm.
And I couldn't have done it without you.
Wow.
I couldn't have done it without you.
Wow. Okay. I feel like, you know, I just bowed my head and I thought, what are they talking about? Who's she talking about? For real, because when I do what I do, I don't see any of what everybody says. I just think, yeah, I'm swimming amongst the sharks. Let's get through and help everybody. Then come back into the amongst the sharks and growl, leave me alone, and then keep going. Because that's how it feels like. I'm doing all this, yeah, and then let me help people and come out. Yeah, now I'm done with them. Now let me go and fight. So when I hear this, like everybody's interpretation is different. I'm really grateful. Next one, what were your thoughts on the program? How you approached things when you first joined and what is happening now?
How I approach things when I first joined. I started out excited. I started out
Okay.
enthusiastic as usual. Whenever I start new things, well, maybe
Okay.
it's most people, I think. You're
Yes.
usually excited new things, and towards the middle, I'm seeing things like this one is actually going to hold you accountable. Oh. You claim you want to be held accountable. You better be accountable. So
Mm.
you'd say things like, if the meeting is by 12, be in the chat room 5 to 10 minutes before. That means you are on time. It doesn't mean you're early, it means you're on time. Oh, I don't remember exactly how you put it, but you even punctuality, as to little things like punctuality, it taught me that.
Mm.
Again, not head knowledge. Everybody knows punctuality is good.
Mm.
You gave me the wisdom of punctuality. So now I do it even unconsciously. It has transferred to other aspects of my life.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
So I even respect my time more. I understand respecting other people's time, but self-respect is another thing.
Mm.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see it up until this very moment as I'm talking about it. So
Wow.
at first my approach was, oh, I'm excited. And towards the middle, it was like, oh, this man is serious. She means business.
Oh.
And
Mm.
so I loved it. And that is why I love your truth. I love the truth of your message. And then towards
Mm.
the ending, I was already building a sort of rhythm, and I was already getting my standing, and I was already starting to see results and things like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Does that answer your
Yeah,
question?
yeah, it does. But the next part of it is what is happening now.
So what is happening now? Well, I'm working on the manuscript for you at the capital. Also for Oracle, I onboarded the first member of my team yesterday. Yeah.
Ah, well done. So, first member of your team, not
Yeah.
client, first member of your team, you'll be working together on Oracle.
Yes, because I
Okay.
know I don't have this vision is very big. Like I said, I'm a dreamer. Me, I know. I
Mm.
know. So,
Yeah.
but thanks to you and every other factor that played out, I am now an executioner, and I know I can't do everything at once. I know I can't be in 100 places at once. And for a vision as big as this, I've been able to streamline it. And I know, okay, even God Himself as the main CEO, yes, remember, God is the CEO, not me. I'm
Mm.
just the manager. So the CEO himself has approved that decision, and I went ahead with it. I grappled with it for a moment, for a bit, because I was like, "Ah, how am I going to pay them?" Because as far as despite the fact that it's a faith-based mission, I don't want it to be like, oh, because I'm serving Jesus, I shouldn't pay rent, Abby.
Mm.
I didn't want anybody that I worked with in Oracle to feel that way. So of course I know the importance of financial compensation. So
Mm-hmm.
for it, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to use that as an excuse. I wanted to use that as an excuse because fear, fear,
Mm-hmm.
stinking
Mm-hmm.
thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So um, but I was able, I think the weeks, the many weeks, the many sacrifices of the times, the hours, and everything you poured into those sessions won. And I was like, nah, this is not holding. I have to do it. I have to do it. And I did it. I reached
Mm.
out to her, I pitched it. And then I was like, okay. And then that message, I don't know if you remember that morning that you had told me about the man or the pastor, was it, who drafted a goal and then set a deadline. And then you told me he did that in 36 hours. I
Mm-hmm.
say, eh? And I'm here. I'm sleeping. For what? So that just, I was like, no, you can't be. Plus, the organ at the top was already like, you're slacking. You're slacking. And that
Mm.
urgency drove me. I said,
Mm.
fine. It drove me. I love, in fact, now I love deadlines. I love deadlines so
Mm.
much. And that's
Mm.
another reason why I appreciated your approach, right?
Mm.
You say, this
Okay.
is the time, this is the deadline, we have to do it. For
Yep.
consequences, real consequences are there.
Yep.
So
Yep.
there's that.
Yep.
Um,
Was there
yeah,
anything you were
I think
struggling
that's
with
a
before as a man thinking? Was there just one thing you were struggling with?
just one thing.
Yeah.
Definitely executing. I, in
Ah.
fact, I can give you, I
Hello. It looks as if we've lost
can make a
Chika.
plan. I can plan three
Okay.
months ahead
Okay.
of my three. If you tell me, can you hear me?
Okay. You're back now.
Okay.
You said
Okay. So
definitely
you were asking me
executing.
if there's anything.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So like I mentioned earlier, if it's the dreaming part, no P. I had a basic understand. Just I had the basics of that. So while you also took me to the wisdom dimension of it, the applicable dimension of it, the doing part, that's where you really transformed me
Mm.
because executing, oh God, I would sit and plan out even 5 months ahead to the very second. I can plan out, okay, 24 hours, I will use 3 hours to do this, I will use 2 hours to do this,
Mm.
and then I'll look back, I'll zoom out, and then I'll say, okay, by the end of week 2 of my plan to to world domination, I should have achieved so outcome and
Mm-hmm.
so goal. So
Mm-hmm.
if it's the planning, the everything but doing the thing, it seemed to be this insurmountable thing. I was like, Jesus, what kind of thing is this?
Hmm.
And then I started to be afraid so gifted.
Is there something going on with
She's
your,
if you don't
is there
understand.
something going on with your router? Because it's taking us
No,
out.
it's so I think it's Airtel.
Okay, carry on. We're in now. So you say
Okay.
you will plan, you will break it down, and then what happens after that?
And then after that, it's just crippling in action. I don't know why. I guess it's that timeline between procrastination and perfectionism. So when it comes to the planning, the idea part, I have every was just there. And so that is one thing you help execution. And now I'm both because both of them are integral, are crucial to achieving anything,
Both, you
right?
are both what?
So
You are now an executor and you are
and
punctual.
a dreamer,
Oh, a dreamer.
yes,
Yeah, powerful,
yes.
powerful.
Because if you don't dreamers are the only people that change the world.
Come on.
Just that there's a
As a
lot
man
of
thinketh.
dreamers.
Yep,
There's a
yep,
lot of
yep.
dreamers. Yes, there's a lot of dreamers, but there's not nearly enough
You
dreamers who
who
execute.
execute. Yeah, I love that. There
Yes,
aren't many
there's
dreamers who
not.
execute. And
There's
I'm
not.
sure, listener, you are one of those. You recognize that. How many dreams have you written down? 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years
Yeah.
ago. But because of the way you think, you don't execute because your thoughts just like Chika
Yes.
said, freezes you. And I found that and you procrastinate. Recently, I found out
Yeah.
through Napoleon Hill that the opposite
Yes.
of procrastination is decision.
Mm.
I said, what? When you make a decision to
Yes.
do something, you get it done. Okay, am I going left or right? Then you procrastinate by
Yeah.
not deciding on whether it's left or right. Because once you've decided it's left, you go. If it's right, you go. But you say, oh, I don't know if it will work. I'm not too sure if it will
Yes.
work. Let me see it tomorrow. Anyway, I've drawn up the plan. So at least I did something today. So I'll look at it tomorrow. You don't even open it tomorrow.
Mm.
I know because I've been there. I've been there.
At all.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact,
Hello? Hello? Oops, we cannot hear you at all.
can you hear me?
Okay, now we can hear you. You are going to say something
So,
after what I said.
okay, yeah. So it began to nurture this fear in me that I would end up being one of those many people that will say, ah, she used to carry first in school now. But what did she end up doing with all those many, many big brains and all of that?
Mm,
Because
mm,
I know I have the gift. So what's stopping me from going beyond talent? So because the
mm.
thing that is at the other end of talent is doing, is execution, is
Come on.
excellent execution, not just mere
Not,
execution. So
yeah, come on. Yep.
that's the great. So that's helped me achieve and many other areas of my life.
Mm. Will it help if you go
Not,
out
I
and
can't
come back
even
in?
begin to think of every
Oh,
other area it has helped me.
mm, mm, mm. You seem to, everyone
But
that's many people that most people that come into
definitely,
most people that come to work with me, when they're done, it looks as if they are flying. I just see
of
things
the meeting.
happening. No,
Can
I
you help?
s-
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Why are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. I'm
Okay.
listening.
I said when people work with me, after they're done, to me it looks like they're flying.
Yes, I can hear you. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
they're flying. Once people stop working with, once
Mm.
they're done, it looks like they're just flying. They're doing this, they're doing that. I said, eh? What happened? And so I noticed like, eh, where are you? What happened? Wait, please explain. Are you, how come you are doing all this? It's just amazing to see. So I know you've shared with us what things look like now for you. So tell us, how did you approach this new thinking?
Mm.
How did you approach this new thinking? How did you, like you're
In what
approaching your
sense?
destination? How do you,
Okay, okay.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think the main thing that can you hear me?
Yes. Are you close to your router?
Okay. Very close. In fact, it's just right next to my computer.
Okay, go ahead.
So I think the main thing that did it for me was the emphasis on concisive thinking because
Incisive,
concision
incisive,
requires deliberate,
incisive,
yes, sorry,
incisive.
incisive, thank you,
Yes.
please. Incisive, yes, incisive thinking. Because incisive thinking requires deliberateness.
Mm,
It requires this, it requires decision, which, like you
mm,
mentioned, is the opposite of procrastination. And that's what
mm,
did it. That
mm,
when it got to incisive thinking, it was like, Jesus Christ, this is it. This is the missing link. It was
mm,
it was the turning point. It was the major thing. So
mm,
that incision it just pointed to the need for things like practical need, things like practical tools like deadlines. You know,
Mm,
deadlines. I love deadlines now.
mm,
Yeah,
mm,
decisive
okay. Incisive
thinking,
thinking day. That did a number on me as well.
deadlines,
I, and if you're wondering, we
you
got
know,
that from Proverbs. Go ahead.
specific
Mm,
goals, and
mm,
that's
mm,
why yeah.
mm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. I guess you are not hearing me, so we were both talking. I was just explaining where we got incisive thinking from. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 4. If you study the
From where?
Bible, Proverbs chapter 10, verse 4. If you study the Bible, you will find out that you need to look up the meanings of the English word. How did the Hebrew word, what exactly was the original Hebrew word, and what did it mean? And
Yes.
what does it mean then,
That's
now and then?
that is exactly the only way I study the Bible. Yeah.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. I said that's exactly the only way I study the Bible. That's the only way I study the Bible. And funny thing, the entire everything in the book, You Are the Capital, is in the Bible. It
Wow.
is born from all the depth that the original Hebrew text and Greek text of the Bible will show you if you would just sit and think and on it. So if you're not just reading the Bible to flip through the pages, just immerse yourself, think on it, think on
Mm-hmm.
these things,
Think on
meditation.
it. Exactly. Think on it. Don't play.
And
Think on
this
it.
that's another thing important. The discipline, the discipline of thinking. It's a
Hmm.
discipline. Thinking
Mm,
is not just an art.
mm,
It's a discipline.
mm. I like that. Thinking is just, it's not just an art.
Discipline.
It
Can you
is a
hear me?
discipline. Yes, I can hear you. It is a discipline. So I should put down the fine art and discipline of right thinking, because we can discipline ourselves in stinking thinking, and many of us have done that over the years. We've disciplined ourselves in
Yes.
thinking nonsense, and we are getting the results of what we've
Yes.
been thinking, and then we are complaining. I don't get that. Even in my own life, I don't get it. Kemi, the reason you've got what you've got today is based on your thinking. If you don't like it, then think differently. So that is so critical. Thank you. So I'm going to jump a few questions
Simple.
because we've stayed so long,
Yeah.
and I just love all the things you are sharing. Um, I was going to say what were your
Mm.
struggles, share some examples of limiting beliefs that you had and what you did to overcome them. But I think you have done that while we've been speaking. Have you made any other identity shifts? If so,
Yes.
what are
Yes.
they? What are they?
Other identities.
And how has your life
Um,
changed? Let's add those two
you know
questions.
how it's yes. Okay. So you know how usually of time and you just know that this procrastination thing you're allowing happen in your
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
life is not a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but the thing for me was that because I I take pride in I have a level of self-awareness and I love that. But I think just of this kept me to speak, and that was what just kept feeding, probably being one of those people that end up being just dreamers and not executioners, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
executors rather.
Mm-hmm.
So um another identity that I know that okay this procrastinating thing is bad and I should stop it and I
Mm,
should do,
mm,
just do the right thing was
mm,
not enough.
mm,
No, just being comfortable in that knowledge enough was also a crime.
mm,
And that was a shift for me.
mm,
That was a shift for me. Being comfortable in the knowledge that this problem is a problem
mm,
is a crime, is a crime. Yes,
mm,
when you see a problem, even the Bible says, if in person, if you know, I'm paraphrasing here, Shabo, the Bible says that he that knows what to do and does not do it,
mm,
like what to do that is good, but you
mm,
don't, it's a sin. Exactly.
mm,
And that is another identity shift that happened for me. As a thief. You are a thief of the future
mm,
that you waste today,
mm,
that you waste today's resources
mm,
on. You have this future goal, but you are stealing the time you should be using to invest in
mm,
it. You are
mm,
pouring it down the drain. And then tomorrow, you want to rely on your neighbor's resources. That neighbor that was busy pouring in hours into their work, into their craft, when you were busy probably doom scrolling or deceiving yourself
mm,
in your over planning.
mm,
You're a thief. Every
mm,
procrastinator is a thief. And when I
mm.
wrote those things, again, I'm more into my writing. When I wrote those things and I looked at those words, I looked at it, I was like, me, a thief. No, me, I couldn't. I confronted myself with that truth. Because
Mm.
again, I like truth. So, truth is the only thing that can set you free indeed.
Come on.
When the Bible says truth will set you free, indeed, it is the only thing that can
It's
it
true.
set me free from that
It's true.
identity, that line.
Mm,
Yes, thief. You're stealing your time, you're stealing another person's time,
mm,
you're
mm,
stealing your
mm,
you are doing that to yourself. You're a thief. So
mm.
I was like, no, I can't be a thief and to give. Because to steal is to take what is not yours
That's right.
without any with malicious intent. You're not returning, you are stealing it, you're taking what is not yours. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Are you able to hear me?
Okay,
Can
okay.
you? Okay.
So I realized I was a thief. Yes, clearly,
Okay.
clearly.
Okay. There's a, and you didn't like being a thief. Hello, are you there? Sorry, listeners, we're having issues with network, I guess. Hello, Chika, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm
Oh,
here.
okay. All right. All right. Awesome. All right. So let's ask the last question. I was going to ask two last questions. What's motivating you to keep on this thinking right journey?
Um, finding my finding myself,
That
basically
is,
finding myself,
yeah.
because it takes traveling inside. Can you hear myself?
I
Also,
can
I
hear
say, can you
you.
hear myself?
Yeah,
Can you
keep
hear
going.
me?
I can hear you. Keep
It
going.
takes,
Keep going. Keep
yes.
going.
All right, all right. So it took finding myself in God. It took finding my identity in God. It took anchoring my identity in God.
Hmm.
It took that, and it's still taking that. It is the thing that is keeping me on this right thinking.
Mm,
Because even my identity in God is a faith. It is a faith. And faith is something you do. Faith is something that is powered by belief. And
mm.
belief is a function of the mind.
Come on.
Belief is a function of the mind. Therefore, in order to keep the faith, I have to think right. I have to
Mm,
think right.
mm,
So I have no choice. And
mm,
I say that
mm.
with every joy. I have no choice.
I have no
There is no
choice.
going back. There's no rest, but I
Mm,
will keep going. I have no choice. Yeah.
mm. I have note. I'm taking notes. All right. So, last question. People listening to this video are two
Yeah.
types. The first type of people are those who have worked with me before
Mm.
or are working with me now. And the second type of people are
Yes.
those um, who want to or are thinking of working with me. What would you say to the first group? And what would you say to the second group? Before you answer that, where can people find you? Is there a website? Is there, do you want to share any of
Oh my
your
goodness.
social media platforms with us?
Windows. Okay. My social media platforms is at Oracle.
At what?
At
At what?
Oracle as in AU. Can you hear me?
Okay, so I thought you said something before Oracle. So her Oracle is Auracle.
CL.
CL, sorry, not CLE. Auracle, correct?
Okay. Can you hear me? Let me
Yes.
let me say that again. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. For TikTok, it's at aura.cle.
Okay.
At aura.cle. That's for
Okay.
TikTok.
Okay. And
Then
your
dot
website?
oracle as in THE. I'm working on the website for now.
Okay, so you're
But
not sharing that
yes,
yet.
it's
Okay. Mine is
yes.
incomplete and anybody can look at it, even though it's not complete. But I think more people should know about you because somebody asked for it yesterday. I gave it to her and she
Yes.
said, "Oh my God, you've worked with so many organizations." She didn't see the part that was incomplete. She just saw, "Oh my God, you were." So you never know. People don't care about what's incomplete, in my opinion. People care about what they can learn from what
Wow.
you have there. So don't hesitate. You can say,
Yes.
we are not done. We still have some Latin written all over the place. But these are some of the things you see what you see. And you're not selling your website, you're
Mm,
selling who you are. I was listening to a song earlier today
yes.
and he said, we are not saying thank you for what you've done. We are saying thank you for who you are. So I translated that into
Mm,
a human being because they were singing about God. I
yes.
said, so is it
Yes.
what people do for me? Is that why I'm saying thank you? Or is it about who they are? Because people can only do for
No.
me who you are.
Yes.
You cannot do for me who you are not.
Yes.
Yeah. If you are not, then
Yes.
it
Yes.
can't come out of you. But who you are is and
At
who
all.
yeah, and who are you? As a man thinks in his heart, so he is. Who are
So
you?
you see, exactly.
Yeah, that's
Who
it.
are you?
So who are
I
you is
think
how you
that's
think.
what I was trying to say. I was trying to say this, but I wanted to say thank you when I
Oh,
texted you earlier today. But I
oh,
didn't want to just say thank you. That's why I ended up saying I appreciate your being you
oh,
always. Because saying thank you, it felt like I was just acknowledging the things you do. I was like, nah,
thank you.
it's not about the things you do, it's about who you
Who
are.
you
So I just
are.
ended up saying I appreciate your being you.
Yeah, I love that too. I like to say to people, thank you for being, and I write it with a capital B, capital E, hyphen, lowercase ing. The fact
Yes,
that you be is everything.
yes,
You are here.
yes,
You are not
it
here.
is. It
It's
is.
it's absolutely everything. Thank you
Mm,
so much, Chika, for being and
yes,
for who you
yes,
are.
yes.
Mm. If you know what this lady has done for me, since in fact, I'm sure she's going to say you don't even use it enough. You're not letting me serve. But I'm still shocked at what she does for me. So final, absolutely final question. Two types of people: those who have worked with me before are still working with me, and the other type of people, those who want to work with me or are thinking of working with me. What would you say to the first group who have worked with me before or are still working with me? And the second group, what would you say to them who are thinking of working with me?
Okay, I want to address the second group first.
Oh, right.
For those of you who are still respectfully, if you belong to the second group and you're still thinking of working with Coach Kemi, I think you need to stop thinking and start doing. When you start doing, don't worry, she will help you learn the process and contemplating, oh, should I do this? Should I not do this? It's obvious you need what she has to offer. You need it, right? Because only thinking will give you the gem that is there and still drag your feet, because this is the tool you need. This is the answer. This is the answer. And you can apply it to everything. The things you learn, you can apply to every single thing, every area, everything. I mean, everything. It applies everywhere. And then to the first group, if you're working with her currently, or you've already finished working with her, I just want you to always have it at the back of your mind that your interactions with her, what you learn from her or what you have learned from her, it should follow you everywhere. You should don't for like it's just like Joshua in the book of Joshua. It says meditate on it day and night. Do it. The power is in the doing. It's a discipline. Don't forget the discipline. She has taught you the discipline. Sorry, she has taught you the art of it. She has taught you how to do it. It is your job to maintain the discipline. That discipline part of it is your continually do it. Remember to continually do it. Continually think right. Continually show practice. That is where the power is. That is where the transformation is. That's what I'll say. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. As in, hey, thank you. God bless you. I appreciate this. I'm looking forward to you just, exploding all over the earth. And thank you for just running with your dreams. Some people will say it's the money after you've been paid. Kemi is the money. No. The money does not fit in with the joy I get from
At
and
all.
feel from watching the people who have worked with me just explode and expand. Thank you for being
Yes.
one of those people.
Yes.
God bless you. In full.
Thank you. Amen.
All right,
Amen.
then. Stay strong.
God bless you too.
And I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
All
Thank
right,
you.
ma.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Most
again, ma.
welcome.
God bless you, ma.
All right.
All right then.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.